welcome back to the Vivid Racing YouTube channel. My name is Dylan, and today I'm going to be taking you through a very fun project that is the 991.2 Turbo. We're going to be doing some pretty cool little bolt-on mods for this car, just a OEM Plus style build. The car just got here. I'm not going to get into too many details yet, but let's go check out the car, see what it's all about, what it looks like, and what kind of spec we have going. Then we'll dive into all the parts. So yeah, let's go in the back and dive into that right now. This car is bone stock, except for it has KW Club Sport coilovers on it, which is awesome. Honestly, a perfect platform for us to be doing some bolt-ons to make this car just a bit more enjoyable. Honestly, just a really fun street touring car. Future Dylan here. Wanted to stop and do our little housekeeping to keep the lights on. All the links are going to be down in the description below for any other parts that you're seeing in this video. If you need any help sourcing things for your 911, hit us up.
You on my mind a lot, don't need no time watch. I don't know how I got you in my pocket spot. Get us babe, wish you every day. You like my oxygen. Make it seem like the bartender. Got my heart no bartender.
Really pumped, honestly, on those numbers. We're not going to dive into those numbers quite yet, so stick around for those. But let's get into what exactly we're going to be doing to this car. We're going to be adding a Armytrix Valvetronic exhaust system that is going to be a bit spicy for the road, but it's going to sound really good. We're also going to be adding some VR Performance cold air intakes along with diverter valves, and we're also going to be adding some Aero bits to this car. So side skirts, front lip, Darwin Pro carbon fiber trunk lid along with the wing. Wait till you guys see this duck bill that's on this trunk lid. It is so sick. And the wing also looks really nice. It's not quite a cup style wing and not quite an RS style wing, more of like a touring style in my opinion. We're gonna get Shane and Nick here on the install and kind of give you guys a look into what these mods look like.
Currently we got the back of the car blown apart. We've got some of the stock rear wing mechanism taken apart. That's going to be replaced by the aftermarket wing and upright assembly. We'll get the stock muffler out of the way. We'll get the Armytrix exhaust installed, and we'll start assembling the intake, and then we can start test fitting the rear deck lid parts and getting the new big wing on there.
Do I need to peanut butter blast anything else? Peanut butter blaster. So this is our Armytrix Valvetronic exhaust. That is not hooked up yet. We just got to do the tubing. But it's a stainless steel exhaust with titanium tips. Looks great. It's gonna sound great. Right now, Nick is just tossing on the diverter valves.
Well, it looks cool so far.
It does.
It's gonna sound real good soon.
It'll sound really good. Day 2 of the 991.2 build. We got the intakes on, and we also put on both of the diverter valves. When installing these, do you think this is just something that you can do in your driveway? Or should you have a legit mechanic working on this, bring it to the shop, stuff like that?
It's always good to have a authorized Porsche mechanic install your goodies, but a lot of these parts are user friendly. You can do them in your driveway. Say you got some race ramps, you can back the car up, get a little extra clearance. Definitely helps take the rear wheels off and removing the bumper and stuff like that. All the stuff is pretty straightforward. It just comes down to your own personal preference of fit and finish, how you want to do things. You kind of just want to blow it apart, get all the stock stuff off, make a pile, take inventory of your parts you're installing, and then kind of reassemble from there. It's kind of a layer of an onion, the way everything's assembled. Pay attention to details, you know, making sure your seals are good on all your diverter valves, there's no pinch to vacuum lines, because once this is all back together, it can create a real headache trying to diagnose problems. We're gonna fire this up before we put the bumper and stuff back on it. There's nothing wrong with starting it up with the bumper off and double checking everything. It'll save yourself a lot of headache down the road.
We're currently
installing the deck lid.
Sick though.
Looks sick. Yeah, that's good.
All right, first trial startup. Go ahead. Sounds way cooler.
Okay, so we just got all of our bolt-ons installed. We don't have our front lip yet, but that is on the way. But now it is time to get some dyno figures. A few little disclaimers though. We are in Arizona, 100+ degrees. We're only running 91 octane. And also this dyno does run notoriously low. We are gonna have a lot of parasitic loss. What we're focusing on is our baseline number and then what the delta is going to be. So you'll be able to see what our baseline was, what the dyno numbers are with the bolt-ons, and then what it is with bolt-ons plus the tune. Let's go ahead, get this thing strapped down, run it with the bolt-ons, get it tuned, run it again, and we should have some good dyno numbers. Dan's gonna kind of run us through the graph and show us all the details between all the runs. So let's go ahead and jump into that.
We have a lot more torque in the mid-range. So the intake and exhaust is adding quite a bit of improvement over stock, but the real difference is going to be when we flash the car, because that is going to help this smooth out and bring this horsepower way up compared to what we have now. We just finished running the car with the tune. So right now this is everything that's on the vehicle. Now the big difference is with the tune, and that's because you are changing things, you are increasing boost, you are changing fuel, all sorts of different things throughout the entire mapping. So 616 foot-pounds of torque. That's a 200 foot-pound torque difference, which is tremendous when you talk about 0 to 60, 0 to 100 run. Now horsepower, everybody thinks horsepower, so let's talk about that. 5,700 RPMs, we're at 518. That's over 80 all-wheel horsepower on this 991.2 turbo. Ever since we've been doing the 996 turbos, 997 turbos, all of the Porsche turbos get a tremendous increase by doing an ECU tune. So overall, you can see the dyno results comparing to just the exhaust and intake, comparing to the car stock, show you what you can do with these Porsche cars. And this is all extremely safe and reliable, as doing tuning on the turbos is probably one of the #1 things people do these cars, exhaust and tune. So there it is. This car is now a full-blown rocket ship and stamp approved.
These builds are always super fun, especially with the turbo platforms, because driving these cars on the street, they're made to obviously be super high performance, but there's a lot of comfort aspects to them. So I do feel like the car is very tamed for what is capable. I feel like us adding the intakes, exhaust and the tune especially, it just makes a huge difference in the drivability of them, making a lot more aggressive on the road. The sounds from the turbo that really come through, the exhaust tones are all just so much more aggressive. The beautiful thing with getting a Valvetronic exhaust is you can obviously close the valves and keep it a lot more tame. You know, if you live in a tight HOA, keep it tamed. Once you get out on the freeway, you can crack it open and, you know, really hear the exhaust in the engine. Okay, so we're putting the final touches on this video, and the 991.2 has made its way back to the owner. He's already done some sick final touches to the car with a fresh wrap and powder-coated wheels. The pink and white color scheme is super, super sick. This wraps up the 991.2 build. This is actually a very similar build to our previous video, which was the 991.1 turbo, which is ultimately just our VR treatment, an OEM plus build that gives this P car a bit more of an OEM plus flair to it. Really just creating a better driving experience and being a bit more well-equipped for track days or those longer road rallies, and just being able to get after it and get a bit more horsepower. Remember, when we say OEM plus, we're not discounting at the fact that we gained about 200 foot-pounds of torque and roughly 80 horsepower from this tune and all these goodies that we added. If you guys are interested in something like this, all the links are down in the description below. And if you need any guidance, consulting for some aftermarket parts for your Porsche, make sure to hit us up, give us a call, shoot us an email, DM us on social media, and we'll make sure to get back to you. We love doing these things, and we want to make sure you guys are fitted with the best. If you like this video, make sure to leave that thumbs up, subscribe, because we have many more projects like this on the way, and we'll catch you